Okay, now the mix is connected. Hello to everyone in chat. Today, my mouse, my entire breath apparatus a bit not fully performant, so this will probably be a bit shorter than the last one, like 15 minutes shorter, because I'm quite tired. My voice is very tired. So, welcome. Let me adjust this a bit. Okay. I was working on improving the Discord server right now. I want to enable a different set of let's see if I can share it. Let me see if I can share it. I wanted to basically add here messages that you'll be able to react if you are a member of the Discord server, and I invite you to the Discord server here now if you are not already there. And I will use these notifications to actually prevent people from receiving pings for things they don't want to have pings. For example, Twitch, Showcase, Twitter, and so forth. So I am going to add this to improve the user experience. I was doing that, so that's why I was some minutes late than I usually am. Okay, so hello Deathlord, and hello Senpai, welcome. Today we are going to start working on the next map, Chapter 9. Currently, the previous map, Chapter 8, is in beta testing phase, internal beta testing. You can join the Discord server, support me on Patreon to know more about the internal beta program, and then while I'm waiting for feedbacks on that, I'm going to work on this new map right now. My day has gone quite well. I am a bit tired. My voice is a bit tired today. You know, I am a teacher in real life, so by being a teacher, that means that I work with my voice. So most of the time, evening, I'm tired. Today, I'm very tired with the voice. I should have also placed the mic a bit further away from me in order to improve the sound of the stream, basically, because the last stream was a bit too high in volume, I think. So, welcome to this new map. I teach computer science. I am a computer engineer. So I teach in high school and I teach computer science. Everything from the basics of informatics to the to various programming languages and stuff like that. This year I will also held a small course inside my bigger course about the StarCraft 2 Galaxy Editor. I choose to use StarCraft 2 Galaxy Editor instead of the World Editor because StarCraft 2 is free to play. So I can have students install StarCraft 2 while I can't have students install Warcraft Re-Reforged because that will cost money, and I can't force my students to spend money in public school. Okay, and this is not an American public school. Okay, it's Italian public school, so it's people is supposed to know things and work really hard. It's not some kind of worst place to teach. The best place you can teach in Italy, actually, public school. But of course, you cannot have people pay for that because it's free. It's completely free. My god, that Lord, you don't have to apologize for that. I mean, of course I ask for support. It's like someone who works asking for being paid, but it's not that I expressly require support. So you don't have to apologize for something like that. You never have to apologize for something like that. Okay? I mean, if some of you is a billionaire and want to donate $1 billion, you can go on. I will not complain. Probably my country will complain, will say, what the hell is going on? But hey there, Dark Xerox. Welcome on Twitch. I'm glad you joined live. It's fun here because we can speak a bit. Not that much because when I start working I have to work, but yet. So guys, we have a bit of stuff to do on this map. First of all, we need to complete the terrain on this section, which is the Frostmourne section, where you travel until you reach the cave. Okay, in this cave you enter and then you have to be teleported. So we should work on this section and also add a cave up here. As you can see, I have already separated the two areas of the game. This area here in the shadows is a section present in previous maps, and we will not need it here. We only play in this area and this smaller area here. Here is where the human base is located, and here is where the dwarf base is located. I have to apologize because some of the models I'm using here are not the most up-to-date version. So, Mr. Ogreman, Smegmastico, I mean, how you want to be called, if you're watching this, you don't have to worry. This map has not all the assets ready yet. Okay, it's very fast and very tedious to do, so I will not do it on stream. Okay, because I don't want to bore you to death. I think for what we need to do today, this is more than enough. Oh, Tarkam, welcome. The reason is that I want to become a Twitch affiliate, okay? And this allows me to receive donations on stream. Especially my goal target is those who have Amazon Prime subscription, so they have actually a free subscription on Twitch. And it's another way to support the project, in this case for those who have Amazon Prime at zero price. And this way I can actually improve even what I can do with Twitch. So the goal is double. First of all, I want to become an affiliate, so I have to do many more streams because I have some requirements to meet. First of all, I have to stream for a certain amount of hours, but that's not the problem. The big problem is that I have to stream each different day of the week. Basically, at least one Monday, at least one Thursday, at least one Wednesday, at least one Saturday, and so forth. So this is very, very boring to do, and very hard to do if you are not a Twitch streamer, because I am not a Twitch streamer. And I decided to try anyway, and just doing more Let's Dev. And I have to say that I am enjoying these Let's Dev a lot, because in some way I think these Let's Dev are fun for people, more than I expected them to be when I first started. And I think that besides giving me additional options for donation, it also gives people a much more intimate knowledge of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And this is important because if people want to support, donate, do everything, even just play something, well, you usually want to know that something. I think this is a very, very good way to know it. And I am enjoying doing it. Okay, the first streams were very hard to do, because YouTube streams don't have the same deal with Amazon Prime. I have already some friends who will probably donate me through Amazon Prime if I become affiliate here on Twitch. But actually, I know there are systems to there are systems where you can stream in both places at once, and if this is possible, I might try to do it in the future because I would love to do it. And so I will do it and then register the VOD and then upload the VOD. Only sad thing that if I do live stream only here, in one way it's better because people can follow the schedule I prepare each week. And if I do also on YouTube, then which VOD with which comments should get on YouTube, I don't know. So we might lose comments and stuff like that. And I think comments here are useful because sometimes I answer to questions that are in the comments, and so the comments are displayed, as you can see. So this is one of the reasons. I hope to be able to become an affiliate I hope to be able to ask to become an affiliate next week. This is my point. I have to ask. Then they have to accept. If they accept, then I will be an affiliate, and I will of course do an announcement when that happens. And this way, if you want to subscribe, and if you have stuff to spare, I mean, you don't have to pay me so much. I don't want this, but since Twitch has a lot of integrations with other sites, especially Amazon Prime, often subscription are free for the user and are money for the creator. So this is a win-win situation from my point of view. Okay, this is good also for just one-shot donations and stuff like that. This is the point. Oh, many people. Hello, Lejean. Yeah, a good day. Bit tired. My voice is tired, but except for that, a good day. Hello, Flynn. Welcome. The man who salutes everyone, almost everyone who leave our server, our Discord server. This is an incredible endeavor of Flynn, which almost every day check the farewell log and react to each one of them. Am I right? Hello, Dragren, and welcome, benvenuto. Okay, guys, let's see how can we start. First, I will finish what I've already started today, which is laying down the structure of the undead bases. You have to know that in this mission you will not be able to attack any of these bases except from that one on the far right. Okay, the far right base is your expansion. If you want to take an expansion during the defense phase, you have to take this base. Of course, these trees will be removed, and we will do it shortly. For what concerns these bases, they will be hidden behind the camera bounds, so you cannot attack them. This base is the main base where Mal'Ganis spawns from. Okay. These other two bases are smaller bases, this one attacking this side, so the dwarfs, which will require your help. This one attacking this side, and this side down if you manage to conquer this. And they will send smaller but more frequent attack waves in order to keep you pressured. When Mal'Ganis spawns, he will march towards your base, and I've added some voice lines for him in all supported languages in Re-Reforged, and I've used, amazing stuff, Heroes of the Storm voice lines. Okay, I know what you can say. Heroes of the Storm voice lines could have a problem because some of them are not the same voice actor. So I used a bit of a trick here. First of all, I tried to work with Adobe Audition, in order to fix as much as possible the voice lines in order to match one another. Then I've also made sure to play them not close by to the original one in the game. Okay, so basically what you will hear is the original voice lines from Mal'Ganis when the map first starts during the first cutscenes. Then you will play this section with Arthas. Then you will be playing this section, which is a base defense without Arthas, without heroes. You will be playing a base defense with no heroes, and I think this is the biggest difference I will add in this map. And you have to resist Mal'Ganis attacking, and he will speak, saying things like "I'm coming again" and stuff like that. I think I have these voice sounds here, actually quite close. If I can find them, just I should play them. 1 second. Where are them? Where are them? Heroes of the Storm, Mal'Ganis, NOS. This is not the ready sound. Where is the ready sound? It's not in the temp one. Where is? Okay, here we are. It should be that one, I think. Let me check.
I am Mal'Ganis.
Oh my god.
I am eternal.
Okay, something like that. It is not in the base game, okay? But this will be played. Sorry if it was too loud.
Enough of my time has been wasted.
Okay, so we have actually an improved Mal'Ganis here. A bit more thematic, a bit more immersive. So we give him a bit more character, because he's an important character, but it's really not that fleshed out in the base game. Okay, so let's dive in and do this. We have this mint. We will have them rely mostly, let's say, in ghouls, so we can have one building. Oh, it's not easy to find a good place for that. Let's see. This is better. This is better. Much more space. Laying down cities is an art in itself. Okay. I think we can get away with the graveyard, because I will sync each improvement, each upgrade from them, and so they will seem the same base. They don't need all of that. So we want them to rely on all of these. That means, of course, that all of these players will have no basic requirements. Okay, so this is the point. I will make sure to enable construction of unit even when it is disabled in the game for them. So we have some meat wagons, some ghouls, and then I think a couple banshees maybe. Let me improve this one here a little bit. Okay. Let's see, this works. Can you move it up? Can you move it here? Okay, let's see. From a game perspective, doesn't seem too big. Let's add some ziggurats here. You do want to know what I did when I was a child in the word editor. Something that, if you think of it today, I would look mad, basically. I was actually playing my own stories in the word editor. I was laying down units and then moving them in the game by myself and telling stories. I was a child. This was before I knew how to program anything in the word editor, so I was, I don't know, 9-10 years old. Nice to know I'm not alone, Legion. Will the mission continue after we defend the base with no other mission to continue that, like Arthur returning with Frostmoon and we attack the base? No. After this mission will end when you defend the base for long enough time and Arthas returns with Frostmourne. The next mission is not an actual mission, is a playable interlude in which you only play as Arthas while your troops are charging against Mal'Ganis' forces, and Mal'Ganis is retreating. Actually, I want to show it's deliberate. And Arthas move towards Mal'Ganis' base with his new wards, killing undeads with his chaos damage and losing his Paladin's power. I was thinking to remove its level the more he goes inside enemy base towards Mal'Ganis. After that, there will be a cinematic, the usual cinematic of the end of the campaign, and then just a short bit when we can see Arthas coming back to his camp, and then he will say something like Frostmourne Unguards, and then it fades to black without let us hear is he killing mans and stuff like that. No hearing that. Okay, this is my idea currently. Let's see, maybe I can do something like that. This looks fun. This base is nice this way. We can even space here a bit more. Okay. A bit of space is always good. I am happy to find so much years later that I'm not alone in madness. He will be silenced like Jaina. It was one of the best suggestions I received during the development of that playable interlude, was silencing the character, and I will keep it for all interludes basically. And in some interludes I will have them say what they should say when you click on them, when something happens, when it makes sense. So that could also lead to some Easter eggs. I was thinking of Tichondrius, for example, but this is for another time. Okay, this other one will be a bit more balanced, I will say. So I will add a bit more of everything. I like to not show frostworms here for any one of them. Here we have another one of this, and also you will be able to build some shades to disturb the dwarves. And here we are. Okay, I will probably make it a bit more cinematic layout wise for the next mission, which will take place in this area. You start from here and go here basically, and you move towards all of these bases till you reach this place here. But next mission, I mean the playable interlude. But except for that, I think for this mission you can't even see the bases. It's more than enough. I think I already answered that Lord, it will be the same map with some terrain cut. I want you to feel you are in the same place. For me this is incredibly important, because this is something I always disliked in the original game. In the original game you never feel like you are in a specific place. You feel like you are in the place the game thinks is the best for you to be at that time. And I don't think this is the right approach, especially in a very cinematic and story-focused campaign like this one, okay? Like each campaign, I mean, like Re-Reforged, this is, of course, what I meant. Okay, some ziggurats to help give the illusion. Here we have the main base. I think this looks good enough. Imagine them all green. This is basically what you will get. Yes, one of my goals with the shades was to make them useful, because they are not useful in the base game. And a unit which is not useful in the campaign is a unit that has to be changed. it's using melee. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it needs to be used in the campaign. This is something important in my opinion. So I have to do one thing more. If you noticed, when I imported stuff, all strings got completely messed up because this map has different strings. So I need to go in a previous map, specifically map 7. So not the one before, not the last one I released in beta, but the one before, and I need to export all object data. So this is the path. I will export data, import data, so all strings should get fixed immediately. And then I will expand the map and proceed working on terrain, which is quite refreshing from especially with respect to cinematic, is much more easier for my mind. We have only 2 captains you can use in the defense part, and they are not revivable because demi heroes are never revivable. This is a design principle, so I will not change that, because otherwise I should make them always revivable, and I don't want to. And the third one will now stay at the coast repairing the ships, okay? And I think to have him send some reinforcement from time to time, so a couple units to help from time to time. And this is why why he survives. I want to have him not directly involved in the front line, so when Arthas came back and starts killing people, he is not there immediately and managed to flee. And this is what he does. In reality, he flees. So not having him tied always with the other captains, I think is good enough. And I think from what we saw in the last mission, so mission 8 Ascension, Fort should be the less faithful to Arthas. He doesn't really believe in what Arthas is doing, because it's evident that there was something wrong when they found him near the burned down ships. Yeah, Flynn, I have never played Red Alert, but I think that having the same terrain repeated in multiple maps is one of the best way to give the player a sense of staying in a living real world, not in a fake world. So we export this. This is Woman 07 objects. Save. And then we go back to our map. Yes, that lord. Balon Fort is the one that it's at the ships and send reinforcement. Marwyn and Farrick are the one you control, as it has been during all the campaign. Yes. Okay. As you can see now, everything works fine, okay? I will have, of course, to clean some of this stuff. This Goblin Merchant, this Mercenary Camp, these Tuscarats, no longer needed. Moniker and Cledo, no longer needed. These no requirements, I think, or I have to make a lot of them, or I can avoid them entirely. We will see. We have all the dwarf stuff, perfect. We have all the same things, perfect. Yes, this is fine now. Okay, we can then go here and expand the terrain. So we save the map, which is saved as folder. Yes, Takam, what I wanted to do is to tell towards gameplay, even if a bit cinematic gameplay, to actually be more cohesive. So I want also some items to stay on Arthas, and Arthas will keep his chaos damage. Okay, so of course Death Knight Arthas will be much stronger than a default Death Knight, but he will be of course weaker than level 10 Paladin Arthas, because he has lost his power. Okay. Hey there, Zodiac. I hope you will recover. I'm sad to hear you are ill. I hope it's not COVID. Yes, Dagran. It was only present there in the original game. Now it's basically everywhere. No decay animation. No decay animation. I don't know, because I can't do that. What you are asking is something this engine cannot do, because basically there was an option to disable corpse decay in the edit regulator, but this option doesn't work anymore since Reforged. And also, I don't think this could even be applied to just one unit. So the point would have been to, when a unit dies, I will have to actually resurrect the unit and give them the locust ability, and then use the decay flash animation and stop the animation like I do with zombies. I think it's a bit too much work just for that, when for the sake of the game I think this is a perfect way to represent them eras, and it's not so important. I'm sorry, Zodiac. I hope you will get well soon enough. In the when we release, I expect a live stream from you. So let's expand a bit this map. We need to expand both camera bounce and map bounce. We will expand it quite a bit. Let me check. The original one is that one, and so we can add 32. 32 is to 60. This one. This should be okay, because it has to be added with power of 2. Amazing, eh? Yes, basically what you ask is just a lot of work. I can consider it. I mean, I never thought of that. I think it makes sense, but still, even if it makes sense, do we really want to make something so complex? Is it needed? I don't know. I mean, of course, I mean, it's not that we have more important stuff to focus on, because we know the most important stuff it's all covered already and will be covered for sure. So I know we can focus on the details, but still, even if we want to focus on the details, maybe is this a required detail? Would it be confusing for players? Because you say they will look stunned, but maybe people will not understand that because they've never seen something like it, and say, what the hell is happening? Because of course they're supposed to stay there for the entirety of the mission. Also, you will have them there, and then you will see them again in cinematics. In some missions, for example, the mission in Andral, you have they are resurrected actually at your base, not resurrected by you, but by the tents, and they respawn. So I don't know. I'm not completely sold on this, even if it was not so hard to do technically. From a gameplay standpoint, I don't know if it's clear enough. I want this to feel polished and clear. I don't want this to feel like too many mods, like a bloated mess of feature creep. The problem with WoW lines, Dark Xerox, is the fact you have basically you have not the translation for every character. This is the main problem. You have the translations only on certain languages, and I need all the languages. So this is bad from a certain point of view. Okay, and I can't use WoW lines because of that. If this was only English, then sure. But this isn't English only. And I have to consider all people playing this all across the world. I'm not just doing it for English speaking. And this is one of the reasons of its huge success, okay? Because if you do something only for one language, even if you consider it to be the base language of the world, well, there are people who can't speak that language, and they will be pissed off by not be able to play it at its full. I have people playing this in China, in Brazil, in Spain, in Germany. So it's not something I can really do. The thing that I dislike the most is people that change the original voice acting of Reforged with other voice acting, actually messing all of my work to improve the immersion of the campaign by reusing regular voice lines and messing up all the facial animation, which are really noticeable in this version of the game. This is something I really dislike. You know, Zodiac, I really dislike it. Even when done with the amazing older voice alien translation. Okay, so where will we put the Frostmourne Cave? I think we should put it oriented the same way this one is oriented. We need it to be a bit of a circular path. Actually, 2 circles, I will say. The first circle should be the one where you have the boss fight with the Guardian, and the second circle should be the one where you have the cinematic and you take Frostmourne. So it's the place where the Frostmourne pedestal is located. Let me check a bit. Frostmourne Cave in Wopedia and see. Frostmourne Cavern. Let's see if there are some interesting images. So I think the scale of this is a bit odd. What the fuck is this scale? I can mimic the top using the underground dome already in the editor. This is the original one. I think I will go for an improved original version of in Reforged, because the WoW version is not feasible. Goodbye, Dark Xerox. Have fun, I hope to see you again soon. Okay, so let we dive in. We want to dive in, really. This is quite small, so I have to enlarge. I think this is a boss arena will be quite nice. I don't want to have too much space. Let's see. We have the problem, this is a bit too short. I can probably increase a bit the space. What's wrong with that? So we can do this again. This is it. Much bigger. Even too much. Let's do this. Let's increase a bit the size of this. You have to remember that this one will be basically a map by itself, so a bit more space might be required. Let's make a bit of a corridor here, a bit of a corridor here, and a bit of an opening here. Okay, let's make sure this is round. Let's make Mickey Mouse. Okay. Okay. Something like that, the general shape. We want to have an entrance, so we need something that changes level here. So we need multiple levels. And then here we need something like a passage, I will say even deeper. Can we go even further down? Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. Who doesn't like Mickey Mouse? This will help sell these, you don't know. Disney want you to buy Mickey Mouse. So you will play Re-Reforged and buy Mickey Mouse. Okay. And so here we have a smaller area, which is the Frostmourne Cave. Okay. I now need these to be closer. Then I have to refine all that, of course. But the sooner I get a basic layout down, the better. This is used only for cinematic purposes. Of course, these strange holds don't need to be so regular. Regular holds are bad. We want them to be a bit more fleshed out. Let's see. This is even too big. So we can restrict it a bit. Perfect. Okay. My favorite campaigns in Warcraft 3 was the Orc campaign and of Reign of Chaos and the Night Elf campaign. Those two were my favorites when I was a child. And of course, in the expansion, the Blood Elf campaign was my favorite, and I always hated the Undead campaign. I always hated playing as Undead. This is probably why I have also changed a bit of their meta. I also hated playing as Undead in the campaign, because I loved playing as Undead in multiplayer games, but I hated them in the campaign. And I loved every possible reference to Warcraft 2 when I had the chance to say, oh my god, this is from Warcraft 2. I loved, because I played Warcraft 2 a lot. It was my first game ever in my life. And I played it when I was really a child, but even can't read. Okay, I couldn't read and I was playing Warcraft 2. And so whatever I saw with Warcraft 2 things, I was always happy to play. So also I loved one part in the first Undead campaign. It was the part with the elves, because I loved playing against the elves. I loved custom races basically that enhance the world, and especially if they were some kind of reference to the previous game. This is also what I hope to see in StarCraft 2. When I play StarCraft 2, I always would have loved to see a more classic tech tree, because I always thought that StarCraft 1 from a lore perspective was so much better than StarCraft 2, even if StarCraft 2 gameplay is on a whole another level, technically wise. What do you think? This could be a nice area for a boss fight. I can think. I will have these two areas. I think I can collapse something in these two areas. I don't know. Okay, sorry, I wasn't reading. What am I? Yeah, Dragon is right. This project is big enough as it is. Increasing it in size, it's not a very intelligent choice. And you know what happens to Mickey Mouse when you have just done it? You kill it. Because I don't like this is too large. I will reduce them in size by a huge amount and just place there a couple runes. I didn't really know what to place in there that would sound fun in a boss fight. I was thinking about that right now. And so when it can be fun, you kill it. Goodbye, my friend. It was nice to have you for a while, Mickey. Okay. This is now a much better arena. Rip Mickey Mouse. Rip. Press F to pay respect, guys. Okay. Let's make this not too strict, otherwise it will be very problematic for a Warcraft 3 pathfinding to traverse. And I think this is a good layout for basically what is a boss fight section, and this is the cinematic part. We need to add some ramps. Let's see. Do you want to make a ramp here? You don't like it. Why? Ah, okay. Yes, I know why you don't like it. You don't like it because it's too high. Of course. No. A hole here is good. Behold, Muradin, our salvation, Frostmourne. It says behold, if I'm not mistaken. It's been quite a bit of time. I'm sure that in about 2 or 3 weeks I can tell you word by word all cinematics of these maps. Ah, my life. Okay, so we will make that. I was thinking, yes, using a cinematic, I would like to have something here collapse and close the exit. You can't retreat. I mean, not that Arthas would retreat anyway, but you as a player should not be able to retreat here. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is something I like. Perfect. I want to do even here a bit more. Here we are. Haha! I'm correct already. Or as it was in the original Italian translation, Guarda Muradin, la nostra salvezza, Frostmourne. Oh, by the way, when I was starting the stream, I was. Aspetta, ragazzo, c'è un'iscrizione sul piedistallo. I was talking at the beginning of the stream about the new system I'm developing for a Discord server. Basically, you will be able to select a reaction in a specific channel to a specific message, and my beloved bot will add or remove notifications for Twitch, Showcase, and Twitter. Basically, this way you can choose what you want to hear, all of 3, only 2, whatever, and you will get a specific role which I already designed, which are Twitch listener, and so Twitch listener. Then we have my God. After Twitch listener, we have showcase listener, Twitter listener, and so forth. It's. I think it will be nice. It should be improved. It should improve the quality of your experience in the Discord server. This way probably better, but let's make the details later. To this one. Okay, so this is the main layout. I can work a bit then here, and let's do a bit of that. This is visible. Okay, I will draw a huge. Okay, here from here you cannot see anything. So this will just be black. I will not waste time making it because it's really wasted time. Oh, see you next time, Disco Commandos. I just saw you writing that on chat. Okay, so here we can increase here. What happens if I do this? It bugs. It is bugged. Okay. I love to see you also active here, guys. It's very pleasant for me. It's really good because walking and talking to myself, it's weird enough. At least seeing some answers and questions, yes, is very fun. No, Anubra Khan will not show up in this mission. If you didn't kill him in both the missions where he will show up, you will probably find him again in later campaign. Who knows? Who knows if it might come to help you? Who knows? Yes, that Lord. That's the main process. There was only one instance where I made the cinematic first because I was not sure on how to make it. But now I'm basically sure on how to make every cinematic right before. I'm not sure maybe on what I should do, but I'm sure on how to do it. So now I always work on triggers first because it's the hardest part. When you have gameplay, you can think of everything else. If you don't have gameplay, it's much worse, in my opinion. Yeah, the Discord bot is useful, and not only the Discord bot. I'm sure someone also saw this on Twitter because I have two different kind of automations. Basically, I'm answering to Diagram, but telling it to everyone. I have a system which turns my YouTube uploads into Twitter messages, and from this evening, so not the last one you saw, but from each one of the next. It will change depending on the playlist it is. So if I add it to the Let's Dev playlist, it will be a Let's Dev with a specific Twitter text and so forth. Each time I go live on Twitch, a Twitter notification is sent, and then there is a Discord bot which notificates in Showcase for all YouTube videos and on the Twitch channel for all live streams. And then there is also a Discord bot which notificates about the Twitters. When I have done when I've done with my customized when I'm done with the system to allow you to customize your own notifications, I think I have one of the best possible Discord experiences from at least for what this project is. I mean, don't want to compete with companies, but I'm quite close. And I'm trying to automate everything in a way that doesn't look too automated, because I don't want to spam people. I don't want people to leave the Discord or the community because they feel I'm spamming them. And also, I have not the time to do everything by hand. I want all to be as automated as possible to allow me to concentrate on what matters most. So programming the stream, preparing the videos, and of course the main thing, which is developing. This base will have a Lich hero, the other one with respect to the one you fought in the mission 7, and this one will have Mal'Ganis. And the dwarf base will have Belgun as allied hero. Okay, so I think this is the best way to do it. What do you think? Does it look okay enough? This even looks like some... Now I have to actually make it in regular on multiple points. You don't... Okay, let's try to improve it. We need to make sure the cliffs look good, which is a huge undertaking. Yeah, but of course that is decorations. Of course this is an open path, okay? So the decorations of that path should be more like ice blocks all around the barriers, the cliffs, while these should be more cavey, so this should have these high walls all around, and then all the stalagmites and stalactites coming out the walls. We're trying to do the best we can with the game. I mean, it's still an RTS game from 2002, so we have to pay respect to what it is. It's not that I'm developing Cyberpunk, but for sure Re-Reforged is more polished than Cyberpunk. Okay. Okay, remember that this, with decorations, it's what will be seen when we take Frostmourne. And then it is the dome. My goal is actually to avoid showing what could be the line of the horizon, okay? We don't want to see the horizon here. Of course, it will probably be close up, so more akin to something like that, with some ice coming out here and there. By the way, do you know by chance of anyone else who does this kind of live stream? I mean, development live stream where people develop something live. I mean, this applies both to modding community of Warcraft 3, but even as companies. It's something that is usually done because this Let's Dev, it's something I thought of, but I don't think I invented it. I'm pretty sure I am not the one who invented it. So, have you ever heard of anyone who did that? Even a company. Oh, Designer Dave did. But as a company, because I think Designer Dave did that only with concept designing, not actual factory programming or technical work. You know, Oh, that's nice. That's nice, Zodiac. You know, because I think it's something interesting. And one of the things I hate most about this community is that many creators are jealous. They protect their maps. And I can't really understand why. Especially if it's not a competitive map, why should you protect your campaign? Are you afraid people will steal your campaign? How can they steal your campaign? If it's done, it's done. If it's not done, you think they can finish it for you? It seems so odd to me, especially when the story is original. I don't know. It's something I can't understand. I mean, maybe I'm stupid. I don't get it. I don't get the point. Who knows? Of course, I understand in the industry where you sell stuff. When you sell stuff, you should protect your stuff. This is true, of course. But when you're not selling it, what's the point? And also, even if you show something, it's not everything. I don't think that someone watching me doing that could, or opening my map, could go and do my work. I mean, if he can, it could probably do my work even without watching it or using my map. Okay. You know, this might seem tedious, but this is the most refreshing thing for your mind you can do. Basically, when you do stuff like that, you don't have to think a lot. But Zodiac, the fact that people are watching this here now demonstrates that what you are saying is not true. It's not that people don't want to see, it's that it's the author that don't want people to see. Okay. Let's make the cutest cliff we can imagine. Yeah, of course, but yeah, of course that makes sense. Okay. What do you think? I think it's in a good, I mean, it's in a quite good shape. You know, programming is not the hardest part of making a mod or a game. The hardest part of any game are the assets, especially art assets. You can learn to program something that is bad but some more or less works. You can't be an artist if you are not. It's much harder. I mean, I can do both, but I can program much better, like 100 times better. Then I can do art, but I think making art is so much harder than making the actual code. Which how it is. I'll go on for another 10 minutes probably. I know this is not probably the most exciting thing, but there's a chance this Saturday you will see me again, because I also have to stream one Saturday. I would prefer to go out on Saturday, but the Twitch god want me to suffer and want me to stay home. Well, at least I can enjoy some dev time. All suggestions are always useful. Never feel like a suggestion is wrong. If your suggestion is an imposition, so you come to me and say you have to do what I'm asking you to do, then this is not good. I don't appreciate that. But if you're saying, hey, I think this is cool, wanna check out, I will for sure check out, and if I don't, it's because I have other 10,000 things to do and I forget. So you suggested the music, right? We were talking about the music. I heard the music. I have to hear it a bit more, with a bit more attention and focus, in order to imagine it on a certain section of the cinematic, because I have to imagine how it is when overlap to the cinematic which is already done. So I need a bit more focus to give you an answer on that. But if I like it and it's adequate for the purpose, I will for sure add it. It's not a problem. It depends on more factor than you think. Okay, this is a bit too. I hate you, you dumb bus editor. Okay. These walls, and you have all of this other section to cover. It's wrong, Alejandro. They are not smarter than you. They just have a different skill set. I think making very good art is harder than to make a decent code. Of course, making a very, very good code is equally as hard. But something can work even with subpar code, even if it's not the best possible thing. But usually, especially games with subpar art, are not that great. Of course, I'm referring to AAA style art. So if I say good art, it means art like Battlefront 2. Okay, this is good art, in my opinion. Okay, something that is good brought from a design perspective and a quality technical level. Something which is optimized, something that is very well animated, something that is very polished, something that is very realistic in the material, even if stylized, because a stylized material can still be realistic. Also, it should be realistic. Okay, so this is. I'm not a big fan of game without graphics like Among Us or stuff like that. Not that the game is not fun, but it's not my kind of game. I want games to be. I want games to leave an emotion, okay? And so graphics, if well used, especially in cinematics and stuff like that, it's my go-to. But I think that's understandable considering what I do here. if I'm not so fixated, probably I will stop improving this cave. Working on triggers is the dumbest part for me. It's easy from a technical standpoint because it's just a matter of making things work, but it's quite long, especially when you want to comment and document everything. And I want to do that because I hope people will play these maps and open these maps and learn from these maps in these days of Wish. Since we don't have Blizzard anymore to learn from, I think we should set up a new standard for the maps and in Reforged graphics, I mean. So I think these maps could be a good way for someone which is knowledgeable about the original to see some new tricks that I use. And Blizzard, they are choosing their own downfall. They are the cause of it. I mean, Blizzard has the resources to do everything that I do 100 times faster and probably 10 times better. Because if you start changing the engine, if you have the source code, all the workaround they have to do, they go away. But this is not what they do, and so they suck. From a technical standpoint, I mean, they don't control this code base. So if you are a company, you don't control your code base, you are not doing that great work. You should control your code base. You can't push patch that are not finished. This is intolerable for any business perspective. In my country there are consumer laws, and I don't know, maybe in America does not have consumer laws. I don't know, but stuff like that should be illegal. You should not be able to push something that deteriorates the game because it's clearly unfinished. It's like if your doctor, when he's doing a surgery, will just stop halfway through and say, let's pack it all together and send home. It's fine. It will not die, and then the patient die. How unexpected. And I can say I'm lucky because after all, these patches works quite well for me. So this is already a big improvement, but they should fix this thing. For example, in this map I will not be able to use snowy buildings because snowy buildings occupy too much space and I have not enough space. So for this map I will not use snow buildings, even if they are used in previous map. And when they release custom campaign, I will add snow buildings, and I will put this in the FAQ. I can't, because otherwise you cannot play the map in the editor. Of course, if the map was playable by the client within the half gigabyte limit, that would not be an issue, but it is not, because another bug. And so it's not the biggest issue here, not a big problem, but I think, according to Cam, which was one of the developers of Reforged, they should release a patch sometime early next year with probably custom campaigns. If they implement custom campaigns, they will then work like they are doing with Ladder to fix them. And if they are fixed, all of my problems basically will go away, except for loading screens and bugged save system, because of course also the save system in the game is currently bugged. So if they release that and fix a couple issues here and there, I think they could live forever and never come back to damage this game even more. Because if they give me the resources, they gave me a stable game, I can fix the game. At least the campaign of the game. But if they don't, they are making my work much harder. Not as if they knew who I am, but I mean, I think they should, probably, but they will probably not because they don't care. I will have this blocked, of course, with some kind of magic. Yeah, same with CSW. CSW has many more problems than I have because they use too many files. They did too much. I mean, if you have something so big and the game doesn't support it at all, and you are bound to have problems. I always told them to avoid feature creep. Basically, adding too much stuff. A lot of stuff they're adding is not needed, in my opinion. And it's actually pushing them further away from release. Instead, they should work to release something and then iteratively improve over it. But I know that it's not up to me to decide, so what can I do? Yes, and I think if Blizzard don't fix, I don't even know if they can release it, because they need local files, but local files are not working well now. So what should they do? They rely on local files. I decided to avoid local files. This is why, for example, you will not have snow building in this map until custom campaigns are added. But I mean, there is not a lot of solutions. If you want to use something that is not well supported, you have to be prepared for it to break. I will assure you this will be playable in all versions of the game, and that at most we will have some minor thing missing from the vision I would like to convey. This is acceptable, I think. I can write it, but most of people don't even notice the thing I speak about when I say, "Oh, this is an error here. This is not perfect." People say, "What are you talking about? I don't notice anything." But I do. But sometimes people cannot really see when you play. You are not as focused as when you develop. So unless you are really hunting for bugs, like my beloved beta testers do, you usually can experience something without too many questions. They don't need to pay me to get credit on my project. They literally own my project because it's done with their tools. They will never come to me. Coming to him would mean basically, "Hey man, we can do this." They are not even accepting help from their previous developer who worked on the game, and are offering their help for free on Twitter. And they are not accepting, not replying to that. So I think that coming to me will be the worst thing Blizzard could do to its own image, and they will never do it, and that will be good for their company, because if they did, that will be utterly ridiculous. Okay, let's say you enter here with this perspective. This seems quite nice. I will not accept a payment offer to sell my project. If in another universe with different laws and different everything, I will say them, "Give me your resources to finish the game and support me on Patreon or some other way with monthly salary, more or less, and let me work on my term. If I ask you for something in the source code, you do this. If I ask you for some art asset, you make them, and stop. Nothing else." This is what I would ask, but I don't think this can ever happen. So, ta-da! Okay. Okay, guys, we made this part. We now cover all the boundaries, so we can see what is the part that is not revealed. We will have a boundary in the middle here. This is all hidden area. You can't see anything here. Okay. Don't worry. I actually got this question asked a lot on Discord by many people. It's not the first time I answered this question, I think. Maybe the first time on stream? I don't know. People told me that. Ah, what an amazing place is this. Now this is all black. This is basically a not existing part of the map. If we want to imitate something like that. Let's see. 17 people by the end of the stream. Oh, quite good result, guys. Consider that to become affiliate, I need an average of 3 people on stream. 17 is an amazing result. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, and I appreciate you liking my content. They are a fully focused dwarf faction like they are in Mission 7. Okay. Okay, so let's now make a bit of improvement over there. Let's make this a bit less monotonous. Thank you, guys. Oh, this is twice. Okay. This should look a bit better now from this side. Imagine being down here and you see this with all the decorations that we need still to add. Now smaller. Let's make some refinement here and there. This is a bit more tedious, but should improve the quality. No, I don't use any misc data.txt file. Yes, there is a way, and this way is called custom dynamic day-night cycle. Sorry, a custom day-night cycle, DNC. And I will use a custom DNC for this area, and basically with this DNC I will try to remove the shadows entirely to show a completely dark environment. But I will have to see how it looks, otherwise it'll just be a bit darker than usual with still the shadows. Yeah, I changed my mind. It's not that I regret. It's not something that you do and you can't go back. I just changed my mind and changed the footman. And changed the main how I was designed that cinematic in the first place. I'm trying to make these ramps less noticeable. I often do that with the ramps. I don't understand. I don't understand diagram. What is this misc data txt file? I don't know it. You see, there is something I don't know about the word editor. Usually when you're making something like that, you want to have a bit higher stuff and then something lower that defines like the path you want to follow and something like that. Okay, and then once you've done this is too steep, so you pass this a bit too large, you pass this and this, and then you get something like that, which is incredibly realistic. Okay, so this is a suggestion of me. Okay guys, it's 11, it's been quite long. Let me save this and I will stop for today. I'm quite tired. Tomorrow I have to work, so I have to wake up very early, and I thank you all for participating in this once again. I am really enjoying these streams, and I will probably keep a good regular schedule, even if maybe not that closed by, even when I'm affiliate. But for now, the goal is to become affiliate, so I can't wait to become one. Okay, Doug and I will open this link later. And so the stream will end now. I thank you again. Good night, good evening, wherever you are. Remember to follow here on Twitch. Remember to subscribe on YouTube. Join the Discord server. And if you have some money to spare, feel free to support on Patreon. Even the smallest donation is appreciated. And all the links you can find in the info tab of this channel. Okay? So, goodbye again and see you next time.